Hey guys, today I'm gonna be sinew backing a bow. It's not the horn bow, sorry. I have to do this one before that. I'm gonna be waiting until much warmer weather to sinew back that horn bow. So be patient. But I'm gonna be sinew backing this. It is a Osage static recurve. It's about 55 inches long, around there. And you guys might see something weird with the back of my bow here. It's not one single growth ring. Well, it is. In the middle here, I reduced it down to one growth ring, and I have the ones on top of that growth ring following along the side. So really there's no violations in the growth ring, and I'm going to be sinew backing it. So it should be fine. I don't know though. And the reason I did this is because the crown was too curved for my liking. It's too rounded. So I left all the growth rings on the sides to build it up and make it flat. And since this is going to be sinew backed, I don't see any reason why it wouldn't work. So yeah. Alright, I'm actually set up in the garage right now. I have my bow in a vise, and I have my sinew bundles soaking in water, warm water, for at least 15 minutes before I apply it to the bow. And for glue, today I'm using Tite 3 Ultimate Wood Glue. Any Tite glue that is waterproof will work. And the reason I'm using wood glue is for its waterproof properties. This bow is going to be seeing a lot of time in the field, so I want it to be fairly resistant to the Washington State humidity we have. But for my first step, I'm going to dip my hand in there and apply some glue on the entire surface of the back where I'm going to lay down my first bundles. I'm going to do it in sections because I don't want my sizing coat to dry completely before I have the chance to put the sinew on there. So I'm just going to be doing it as I go. I'm just going to size it as I go. And for wood glue, you want to wait until it's tacky, until it's kind of sticky, to put the sinew on there. And we'll start with, well, I'll see you when I got it sized, I guess. Alright, this is how much of it I sized. From there to about there. And I'm going to wait for that to get a little bit tacky, and then I'm going to show you guys how to put on the sinew. Alright, this is my first bundle. I took it out of the water and squeezed as much as the water as I could out of it. And then I dipped it in the glue, and then I squeezed as much of the glue as I could out of it. And then I applied it to the very center of the bow. When I then I took this pencil and smeared it down until all of it looked like it was laying down alright. And my next, well, I'm going to size all this as well because it's just not going to work. I need to size it all. So I'm going to be working pretty fast. My next bundle, I'm going to be laying down like so. Pretend this pencil is my next bundle. I'm going to overlap it about like that, and I'm going to smear it down, and I'm going to have one row going all the way to this line here. That's as far as I'm going to go with the sinew. I'm going to have one row going all the way down the center, to each side, each tip. And I'll show you guys when that's... Okay, here is my first. Alright, so my next row is going to be staggered. So that means, like, right here I joined two bundles together. So I'm going to lay one bundle right there. So if it just so happens this joint right here can't handle the stress of the bow, there's going to be another fiber alongside it to take the stress. So think of a brick wall, and this is really important. You want to pay close attention to that. So don't put sinew joints together or next to each other. Stagger it like a brick wall. That'll give it strength. Alright, here I have the first layer done. And I'm going to do one more layer, and it's going to be different. So I put my first bundle in the middle here. So over top of that, I'm going to put my next bundle right there, so it covers that overlap between the two center bundles that I did, the one row of bundles. So I'm going to do it the same. I'm going to do one row down here in the exact center, one on either side, and then one more on the sides here to fill in where I didn't cover it with sinew. So it's basically just covering every single joint that you made to reinforce it like a brick wall. That's basically it. And I smear it down as much as I can. And it takes a lot of glue, and the Tite bond is definitely messier than the hide glue. But I'll show you guys this when I get the second layer done. Alright, here is the bow. It's all backed. 2 layers. Looks like it turned out alright. So we're gonna let this dry for I'll say 3 weeks, and then I'll give it a good sanding, and I'll wrap the tips here. I'll wrap that where the transition is, and then this thing will be ready to tiller. So I know this video isn't exactly in depth, but the next one definitely will, and that's going to be the Gemsbach horn bow. I definitely have enough sinew left to do that. Alright, I'm made up a diagram here so I can more efficiently explain what's going on with the sinew bundles. So my first bundle is going to go right in the middle of the bow, just like that. And then my next one's going to overlap it about right here. So I'm going to overlap it. Then you have that bundle, and I'm going to overlap the next one. Don't just butt them up right next to each other. You want to overlap them so they can all hold themselves together. Because if you just lay one like this right next to it, that right there is a weak spot. So we're going to overlap them all at least like ½ an inch, and then smear them down really well. So I'm only sinew backing to here and here on that tip there. So we're going to run our middle bundles all the way to there. The longer your bundles are, the better off you'll be, because that's less joints overall on the surface of the bow. Alright, so remember we put our first bundle right in the middle. Well, right here and right here are our overlaps. Our next bundle is going to be right up against it, and we're going to put it right here, laying right up next to that overlap, so we can get rid of that weak spot there, because every overlap is going to be a weak spot. And we're going to have another joint around here and another up here because I had to cut a bundle shorter so I could fill that in right there. So we have overlaps all up and down. We're going to do the same thing right here. Put a bundle down right there and put a bundle down right here, going all the way to the tip. Do that all the way down. Put a bundle there. Put a bundle here. And on the other side as well. So the middle of your bundle is going to be covering this butt joint right here between the two sinews. Or sorry, not butt joint, overlap. Butt joint's what you don't want to do, or else your bow will break. So there. Alright, I'm gonna fill that in. Alright, this is what you should end up with. That's three rows of bundles. Now you have these sides to fill in, and I should actually draw this wider, which I will do actually. Alright, this is more or less what it's going to look like. So your next bundle to fill in these sides here is gonna start right here. That's gonna go probably about to right here. And then you're gonna need a little shorter one. Fill that in, and then of course you're gonna need little tiny bundles to fill in the side here, and you know, just like that. Put one bundle here, put another little bundle here, and I said I did 2 layers, but in reality I did 3. But all the third layer was to fill in the gaps, like that right there. That's a gap. Gotta fill that in with more sinew, make it smooth. That right there, yeah, that's a gap. That's a little gap I didn't get. You know, I just went around and filled all the spots that weren't level and didn't have as much sinew as the rest of the bow. That's all the third layer really is. So it's critical that you overlap your sinew bundles when you put them down. Don't just put them up like right next to each other like that. You want them overlapped. Then you smear it down as much as you can, and so you get good surface contact with the back of your bow. And you shouldn't even see where the overlaps are. And that's how you know you did it right. If your sinew bundles look like this, if they have an abrupt stop, that's not good. Sinew bundles should be sort of configured like so. They're going to have longer fibers and shorter fibers, and that's going to help blend everything in when you put it down, instead of just having a square edge. And I know some people cut their bundles with scissors. Don't do that. Just lay all your fibers down. You'll have short ones, you'll have long ones. That's going to help you to blend it all in and smooth it down. You don't want this. You want this. That's my bundle I just overlapped on there.